Hello everyone, I am so happy to see you again. Well, I have a few activities planned for the day. Let's see, we need to tidy up the herb garden. We need to arrange some flowers for the music room. I want to drive to the local farm store to buy buttermilk, which I will use for tonight's dinner, which is a screamingly delicious tamale pie. But before we do anything, I want to show you what arrived in the mail this morning. It's my silver plaque from YouTube. And I did not open the package because I wanted to share the experience with you. I'm not sure how to open this. This is the plaque that YouTube sent when I reached 100,000 subscribers. Presented to Kevin Lee Jacobs for passing 100,000 subscribers. And I owe it all to you. I'm not sure where to hang this plaque, but I will certainly find a space for it. I'm going to put this away, and then I hope you will join me in the herb garden. My herb garden is located in a small area behind two adjoining wings of my house. To prepare for spring, today we are emptying the various pots and hanging baskets there. We will also address the herb garden table that high winds knocked over during a winter storm. And we will give new life to this sadly neglected houseplant. Last year's potted annuals will be placed on the compost pile. I will put new flowering plants in these containers when, at last, spring arrives. This philodendron monstera is a houseplant that I have enjoyed for at least 10 years. Last October, I placed the plant in the window of an unused room. Out of sight and out of mind there, I neglected to water the poor plant for 4 long months. Fortunately, philodendron monstera is a tenacious creature. To give the plant a new lease on life, I first remove all of its yellow foliage. Then I knock the plant from its pot. Now that 50% of the foliage has been removed, I can safely remove 50% of the roots. Before returning the plant to its pot, I add fresh potting mix in which new roots will gladly grow. And finally, I top dress the plant with fresh potting mix. I think this plant is happy now. I just have to remember to bring it indoors if the weather dips below a certain temperature. I'm going to dump this on the compost pile, and then I want to show you something that's growing right here in the herb garden. This is very exciting. If you squint, you can see that the chives are coming up. Now let me show you a plant that is actually in bloom in winter. This is the winter blooming witch hazel. It actually started flowering in early February when there was snow on the ground. Winter flowering witch hazel has a soft, sweet perfume. I truly love the shrub. It feels great to have the herb garden mostly cleaned up. Now I want to finish my coffee and then we can head over to the berry farm.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
Before we head home, let's shop for some flowers that we can arrange for the music room. All right, we are home again, and that bright blue sweatshirt that I was wearing had a very big stain on the front, so it is in the laundry right now. Here are the flowers that we bought. Now, normally, I just put greens from my garden in the vase, and that serves as a grid for roses or whatever flower I am using. Today, the flower shop suggested that I use curly willow to create a grid in the vase. This is it. This is a very flexible stem. Let me know if you've ever used curly willow in your flower arrangements. And I forgot to add floral preservative. So I have 10 yellow roses and 3 blue irises and this gorgeous allium. I have no idea what I am doing. going to add some Taxus hicksii from my garden. I never wait for someone to send me flowers. I just buy them for myself. And I think this looks fairly respectable. Let's see what it looks like in the music room. Now that the flowers are in the music room, I think we should have a tea time treat there. So I have some of the zucchini bread that you and I made many months ago. I froze the bread and thawed it. And now I'm going to have some Darjeeling tea. I'm going to transfer this cake to a plate that matches my teacup into the music room. I'm a firm believer in taking time for tea and something sweet every afternoon. This cake is so moist and delicious. I hope you will give it a try. I will post the recipe in the description below. And just like that, it's time to prepare dinner. Again, I'm going to make a screamingly delicious tamale pie. And I need 1 large onion that I'm going to dice. Then I need a bunch of cilantro. This is the cilantro that we purchased at the berry farm earlier. I actually only need about 2 tablespoons of this chopped cilantro for the tamale pie, but I suspect I will make another dish later this week that will also involve cilantro, so I will have no chopping to do. I used to make this tamale pie regularly, but I have not made it in probably 5 years, so I am very much looking forward to tasting it again. And now we can head over to the stovetop. In a skillet set over medium heat, I am adding about 2 tablespoons of oil. This is avocado oil. In goes the onion. Then add 1 whole honking tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Stir that about. The cumin will toast in this hot skillet and develop a very lovely aroma. I'm going to cover this skillet and let the onions sweat until they are tender. That will take about 5 minutes. Our onions have softened, so now I will add 1 pound of ground turkey. You could use ground sirloin here. You could even use vegetarian crumbles. I'm breaking up the meat as it cooks. Now I am adding black beans from a 15-ounce can. That's 439 grams. And I did drain and rinse the beans. Stir them in. Now I'm adding diced tomatoes from a 14.5 ounce or 411 gram can. And I did drain the tomatoes. I will let this simmer until most of the liquid has evaporated. That will take about 5 minutes. All right, most of the liquid has evaporated off. So I'm going to cut off the heat, add 1 cup or a big handful of finely shredded cheddar cheese, and stir until the cheese melts. This smells wonderful already. Then stir in approximately 2 tablespoons of cilantro. What a gorgeous color that cilantro is. Now I need to stir this glorious filling into a 9-inch wide, 2-inch deep pie plate. And again, this filling smells just incredible. Now we have to make the tamale topping for the pie. So I have 3/4 cup or 110 grams of all-purpose flour in this bowl. And to the flour, I'm going to add 3/4 cup or 120 grams of stone ground cornmeal. I will also add 3 tablespoons of sugar. You could reduce the sugar if you like. Then I need 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, and the same amount, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and a big pinch of salt. And whisk. In a separate bowl or a glass measure, I need to add 3/4 of a cup or 177 mils of the buttermilk that we purchased earlier. And to the buttermilk, I'm going to add 1 large egg. And my oven has preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius. Add the buttermilk and egg to the cornmeal mixture and stir with a spoon to combine. The mixture will start to foam. That's the acidic buttermilk mixing with the alkaline baking soda. Then we will plop this beautiful tamale topping above our filling. And then smooth it out with a spatula. Put this on a baking sheet. And then I will pop this into the oven until the cornmeal topping puffs and brown slightly. That will take 10 to 15 minutes. This looks amazing. I'm going to let this tamale pie cool for a few minutes, and then I think we should enjoy it outside in the herb garden. In addition to the tamale pie, I'm also going to serve some baby spinach leaves that I've lightly dressed with oil and vinegar. I just need to add a little salt and some freshly ground pepper. Let's head outside. Feels wonderful to be able to eat outside, and I cannot wait to dive into this tamale pie. Oh yes, the seasonings are perfect, the texture is perfect, this cornbread tamale topping is perfect. I hope you will give this tamale pie a try someday. I will link the recipe in the description below. Another bite. So good. Now this would go very well with a margarita. However, I am out of tequila. So I am enjoying this with some Pinot Grigio. Well, we certainly accomplished a lot today, and I certainly enjoyed your company. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I can post a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can watch between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself extremely well, and I will see you in the next episode. Salut!